Thank you for participating in this year's Culture of Life Conference. What a wonderful opportunity this is to grow in our knowledge and awareness of the most important life issues that are impacting us today. My name is Katherine Bowers, and I'm the Program Director of Birthline Lifeline, the Catholic pro-life pregnancy centers here in the Diocese of Palm Beach, and a program of Catholic Charities. Birthline Lifeline has been in existence for over 40 years, providing free services to women who are pregnant or think that they may be pregnant to help them to make healthy decisions. We also support those women beyond pregnancy by helping with parenting classes, community referrals and resources, and material assistance for their infants and young children. Our free services include pregnancy tests, limited obstetrical ultrasounds, ongoing support, education classes, referrals to other community resources, material assistance for children and their babies, and adoption information and support. Over the years, Birthline Lifeline has grown in the quality of our services provided and the professional development of the program, but every day, Birthline Lifeline has continued to make an impact on our culture in our local community. Annually, we serve over 2,000 women who return to our offices again and again for education, support, and love at over 3,000 visits. At these visits, we provide about 900 pregnancy tests and over 500 ultrasounds. We offer maternity clothes, baby clothes, and other items to over 1,800 women and children. We educate hundreds of clients in our parenting classes. While it can be a challenge to know if our abortion-minded clients, who make up about 10 to 15% of our clients with positive pregnancy test results, ultimately choose life, we know that after speaking with a client advocate at Birthline Lifeline and seeing their babies on the ultrasound, at least 50 babies are saved from abortion, and at least 50 women are saved from that pain. Our hope is that every woman who comes to our centers considering abortion makes a choice for life. Last year, a woman entered Presidential Women's Center, the clinic in West Palm Beach that commits abortions up to 23 weeks of pregnancy, for her abortion appointment, while her boyfriend stayed in the car. Some ladies praying outside approached him, and he explained that he was heartbroken because his girlfriend decided to abort their child, but that he wanted her to keep the baby. The ladies asked him to call his girlfriend on the phone so she could explore other options. After convincing her to leave the abortion clinic, they walked across the street to Birthline Lifeline. The woman spoke with a client advocate who explained her options and support that is available. The couple was so moved when they saw their baby jumping around, sucking her thumb, and heard the heartbeat on the ultrasound, that before they left, the woman stated that she had changed her mind and wanted to parent their baby. They were both so happy with this decision. In that moment, the boyfriend could not contain his joy and gratitude, and shared how grateful he was to her, the client advocate, for saving the life of the child, and the heart of his girlfriend and his own heart. Months later, the couple returned for a parenting class and were very engaged in learning about how to be the very best parents. After class, they commented that they were thinking seriously about getting married to set up the very best foundation for their family. This story is a perfect example of not only how we help with the tangible, a pregnancy test, ultrasound, and saving the life of their baby, but also how we were able to touch the hearts of those we serve to have a glimpse of the beauty of God's design for the sanctity of human life and the joys of marriage and family. How beautiful that this couple went from the brink of destruction and despair to the fullness of life, hope, and love. Stories like this one paint beautiful pictures to go with our program statistics. The story of love and hope that we offer to our clients who are in such difficult situations that they are considering abortion, like the one I just shared, is central to the mission of Birthline Lifeline. Our work extends much further than that, though. With so many of our clients, we see the pain and heartbreak that accompanies poor choices and mistakes made. Frequently, our clients find themselves in a cycle of making poor decisions, which often leads to more poor decisions. how challenging it is to break free from this cycle. Recently, one of our client advocates met with a client who had gotten herself into a very difficult situation. She'd been unfaithful to her husband and believed that she was pregnant. Although she did not believe in abortion, she was adamant that abortion was the only solution to her problem, because she could not bear to tell her husband the truth. Her pregnancy test was negative, and she felt so relieved. But the beauty of her story is what follows. In speaking with the client, it was clear that she was on an uncertain path and making unhealthy choices. It was like she was lost in the wilderness, in the dark, with no compass, no map, and no plan. She seemed to be stumbling along, trying to find her way and grasping at whatever seemed to be a lifesaver. This was only leading her deeper into the consequences of more damaging decisions. The client advocate spoke with the client about where she was in her life, and the client acknowledged that she needed help and direction. The two discussed things like how her body works and fertility awareness, and making healthier choices in her life and relationships, setting goals, and exploring her options that would enable her to make better decisions. Woven into the discussion was the deeper realities of her intrinsic value as a person, the meaning of love and relationships, and how respect for herself would mean a better life. They spoke about concrete ways to make better choices and the steps the client could take to start on a better path. The client left the center certainly happy that she was not pregnant, but even more so, overjoyed because their conversation touched at the heart of missing pieces that the client did not even know were missing. We are able to show, through the help that we offer, the love that we have for each woman and child, both born and still in the womb. And that is beautiful because frequently our clients do not see that kind of giving anywhere else in their lives. In our throwaway culture, as Pope Francis has identified it, and as we all know so well, people use, abuse, and discard each other. Having helped tens of thousands of women and children over the years, we have seen the heartache, the brokenness, the lack of respect and love that diapers and pregnancy tests alone will not remedy. While they are needs to be sure, it is a band-aid to just help with the tangible needs. Many of the women whom we serve, however, have a hole in their heart that our culture fills with garbage and distractions and lies. In the gospel, our Lord says, "I came so that you might have life and have it more abundantly." And that is exactly what we do. Yes, we save babies from abortion and women from a lifetime of pain. In so many ways, we try to be the heart, the voice, and the hands of Jesus. Our mission, however, is not only to clothe the naked and feed the hungry, which we do, but also to perform many of the spiritual works of mercy, including instructing the ignorant, counseling the doubtful, correcting those who err, and comforting the afflicted. In these acts, we speak the truth in charity to those who so desperately need a change in their lives and in their hearts. At the heart of the culture of death is attacks on marriage, family, and God's wonderful gift of human sexuality. To combat the culture of death, Birthline Lifeline has the privilege of sharing the truth of love and life with our clients in a language that they can understand and embrace. At Birthline Lifeline, we developed what we call the framework of five topics that encompass almost all the information that we provide to our clients. These topics include fetal development, risky behavior, including sexually transmitted diseases and sexual risk avoidance, family planning, including natural options such as fertility awareness-based methods and natural family planning, as well as artificial contraception, pregnancy and pregnancy outcomes, including parenting, adoption, and abortion. We firmly believe that if we share the truth about these topics with our clients, they will be empowered to make healthier decisions for themselves and their children. While some believe that faith and science are at odds with each other, we know that as God is the creator of all and in all, faith and science are complementary. In those places where faith and science diverge, we can know that there's a breakdown in one side or the other or both. It is with assurance in this complementarity that we can be confident in two things. One, in using facts, science, and evidence-based data of which all the information that we provide to our clients is based. We are speaking about the beauty of God and of His creation. And two, God created each person in His image, and the truth is written on each person's heart and on each person's body. Lives can take twists and turns, sometimes because of the choices made by the person, and sometimes not, but the truth is still there. When we speak the truth in love and with love, we have hope that the Holy Spirit will break open, even a crack, the wall that may have been built up so that the person can hear what we have to offer and that it resonates. We see this happen when a client who has experienced multiple abortions can still see the beauty of an 11-week-old baby jumping around on the ultrasound and make a choice for life. Or when a client opens up about her many broken relationships and her client advocate helps her reflect on past relationships, and they speak about the possibility of waiting for someone who will treat her with dignity and respect. Or when a client describes the endless list of artificial contraception and inevitable side effects she has used as birth control, but then is open to hearing her client advocate explain the fertility cycle that naturally occurs in her body and the daily signs and symptoms her body gives her to tell her about that cycle. She then tells the client advocate that she is in her 20s or 30s or even 40s and has never heard that before. In the story I shared about the client who had been unfaithful to her husband, she walked into our office expecting her pregnancy test result and thought she may need to face the difficult decision of ending the life of her unborn child. Other clients come in just expecting to get diapers or baby clothes or pregnancy confirmation. Frequently, though, our clients leave with so much more. They leave having learned something new about themselves or the strength that they did not know that they possess, that someone truly cares about the decisions they are making, or that they have intrinsic dignity and worth and deserve to be treated with respect. On our exit surveys, clients leave comments like, "I was encouraged by my advocate to further aspire to my dreams and goals that I have set for myself. I learned about the importance of marriage and planning for a stable family. I liked the information that was given and the gentleness of the technician. I saw my baby and heard the heartbeat for the very first time. And I learned so much that will help me in my personal life, aside from my pregnancy." This is how Birthline Lifeline works to create a culture of life. We serve our clients always keeping in mind that they have free will, and we trust that they will make the best decisions if they are empowered with knowledge and with the truth. If they choose the wrong path, we welcome them back with open arms because they deserve love and to be treated with dignity and respect. This is how each of us can work towards the same goal in building a culture of life. So many aspects of the pro-life movement have embraced this understanding, and I believe this is one of the reasons why each generation is more pro-life than the last. Our actions are built on love, and others can trust that we come from a place of authenticity. I thank you for what each of you have done to foster a culture of life in our society, and I pray that you will continue in the same mission. God bless you.
Hi, my name is Angela Simpson, and I'm the Executive Director of God's Resources, Inc. We run a ministry in the community under the name Solutions Mobile Unit, and basically we are a mobile pregnancy center. And today, Wednesday, September 23rd, we are here in Lake Worth. We park every Wednesday here at one of our community partners. This is Bridges of Lake Worth West. We are parked here in their parking lot every Wednesday serving this community here I wanted to meet you here today, and I wanted to show you the community that we are in. It's a residential community. It is underserved. Thank goodness there's not a Planned Parenthood here, so we chose that it's important for us to be here. We serve those in our community as well as we take appointments here at this center. This is one of our busiest locations. We're also in West Palm Beach 2 days a week, right across the street from the Presidential Women's Abortion Clinic in Palm Beach County. But I wanted to show you here today in Lake Worth. Our staff just finished clients for the day, so this was a perfect time and place for me to do this video. I'm so sorry we have to do this virtually. I was so looking forward to meeting all of you in person at the conference, but we're going to make the best of the conference that we have today. So I'm going to follow over here. I'm going to show you one of our units. This is going to be Linda. We actually have 2 mobile units. This is Linda. She's one of our larger units. We have a second unit, and her name is Mary Ann. We like to name our girls. And like I said, Linda is one of our largest units. Excuse the plane going by. So I'm going to follow me right over here. Linda has saved many, many lives on this unit. She is blessed. Thank goodness she's air conditioned. Come on in. I want to give you a little history about God's Resources before I take you on the tour of the unit. So we're going to sit down for a minute. If you were one of our clients, you would be sitting right down here. Nicole is our wonderful RDMS. She did our ultrasounds today, and she's so graciously accepted to do this video for us. So forgive it if it's not professional. So I want to give you some information about God's Resource, a little history about this ministry. So God's Resource was established in 2013 in Palm City. We're a 501c3 ministry. We accept no government funding. With the use of 2 fully equipped mobile units with state-of-the-art ultrasound capacity, we serve the women and men and babies of the Gold and Treasure Coast. Our purpose is to help women and men become more informed about and educated about life issues and the services that are available to them, especially when facing an unplanned pregnancy. Our goal is to better enable them to make a life-affirming choice for themselves and their child. Best of all our services are free of charge. God's Resources is led by a medical director. We have a board of directors and myself, the executive director, along with volunteer client advocates and trained sonogram technicians. We believe that in the sanctity of human life, from conception to natural death, we believe that people are made in God's image, and we take that very seriously at God's Resources. We believe inherently in the sacredness and attribute that life should be protected and respected at all times. We use Florida State certified sonogram technicians and, again, trained client advocates to assist the women and men that we serve in our community. We want them to come here and feel safe, not judged, and in an environment where they will receive compassion and understanding, but that also we're going to speak the truth in love and protect their confidentiality. I'm going to give you a tour of our unit now. Nicole is going to pan it. We're in very tight quarters here, so I'm going to narrate while she's showing you around. So as I said, if you're a client, you're going to come on board. We have beautiful, comfortable seating. They'll go ahead and take a seat. We're going to do an intake on them. We have a whole women approach. We're not just going to talk to her about what brought her here to see us today, but we're also going to want to get to know her about her life and her circumstances. And so after we do the intake, we're going to go ahead and do the pregnancy test. We use clinical grade pregnancy tests. We have a lavatory in the back that has a full sink and a commode, and we will go do the pregnancy test there. Nicole is going to show you a little peek of that. Once the pregnancy test is done, if the pregnancy test is positive, the client's going to come right back out here and she's going to lay on this examination table. Nicole, you can come around this side. And Nicole is going to go ahead, come around this way, Nicole, so they can see the ultrasound machine. Nicole is going to provide the ultrasound. Mom will be able to see the ultrasound on the monitor right to the right. And then if father of the baby is on board with her, or maybe a family member, they're going to be able to see the child here on this larger screen. Now, the most wonderful things about these units is that we think it's very important, especially if the woman is abortion-minded or maybe she's undecided about the pregnancy, that she hears that fetal heartbeat. So we're going to try to get that fetal heartbeat. And this unit has surround sound. So mom, father of the baby, and any family members that might be here are going to hear that heartbeat just for a few seconds, loud and strong, on our surround sound equipment. And that has served to change a lot of moms' choices about whether she wants to have an abortion or not. Many times she'll see that baby and hear that heartbeat and she will decide to parent. We also have a printer on board the unit, so she'll actually leave with pictures, ultrasound pictures of the baby. When the ultrasound is done, mom's going to sit back down here and we're going to talk to her about some of the things we learned when we did the intake. We want to let her know about the many community resources that are available to her. A lot of women in our communities, whether you're in Palm Beach County or anywhere else in Florida, do not know about all the wonderful free community resources that are available to them. So many times, once they know about those resources and that there is support out there, they will decide to parent. So we want to make sure we're going to let her know about those community resources depending on what those needs were when we did that intake for her. So it may be that she's homeless. We have seen homeless women before. We assist them in getting into a maternity home. Some of them already have children, but they need financial assistance, especially during COVID, when people's jobs are on furlough and they've lost their jobs. Housing is an issue. So we want to get them to those community resources that are going to help them. Also, if she tests negative and she's unmarried and she did not want to be pregnant, we're going to talk to her about the wonderful attributes of abstinence, as well as the risk factors with STIs. We're going to give her information on all of that. If she's a married woman, we are going to talk to her about natural family planning and give her information on natural family planning. We do not push birth control. As a matter of fact, we'll talk about the dangers of other abortifacients and birth controls like the pill or the morning after pill or the IUD. We're going to give them information about that. So those are some of the things we do with our clients when they come on our unit. Like I said, all those services are free to them. So we're going to sit back down. I'm going to share a little bit with you about how we've handled COVID on a small unit like this. So I'm going to let Nicole come right by. Yep. So operating in a pandemic, of course, has had incredible challenges. I can be here for hours telling you all about them, especially on a mobile unit. So that we have had to adapt to. So in such an unprecedented time, and this is all new to us, we've never done this before, we had to be flexible, but most of all, we had to constantly ask ourselves, as the lay of the land was changing every day, we were getting new information from the CDC and our government and questioning, is it safe to operate? Is it safe for our clients? Is it safe for our staff? So we had to pray as a board, and we needed to ask ourselves these hard questions. Do we continue to operate? Is our staff wanting even to continue to operate during this time? So we had to ask ourselves that just as lives are at stake during COVID, babies' lives were also at stake and still continue to be at stake during this time that we're facing right now, especially when moms are considering abortion. Planned Parenthood and the other clinics in Palm Beach County remained open and continue to remain open. They did not close during this pandemic. So therefore, our board of directors and as well as our staff had to decide, are we going to do the same? And we decided yes, we were going to do the same. And I'm going to share some numbers with you, and this is what really did it for us. So we're recording this video today. Like I said, it's Wednesday, September 23rd. As of yesterday, September 22nd, you guys are going to be hearing this weeks from now, it was reported all over the news that 200,000 lives have been lost to COVID in the United States. Now, I want you to consider this. In the United States, every 30 seconds, a child's life is lost to abortion. Every day in the United States, approximately 2,900 babies' lives are lost to abortion. It's been 192 days since March 16th that we heard that this pandemic is an actual thing. That was 192 days ago. When you take 2,900 babies' lives lost to abortion every day and you times that by 192 days, that gives us 500, it's such a big number. 556,800 babies' lives lost to abortion in the last 192 days. That's more than twice the number of lives that have been lost to COVID. And these babies do not have a voice. And we felt that we have a duty to those babies, just like we have a duty to everyone else who's dealing with COVID right now, to protect ourselves and stop the spread of this disease. Those unborn, preborn babies' lives are important too. So it was our duty to them and to the Lord for us to continue to operate during this time. So I kind of feel like we've been walking on water during this time. I love 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So we did not lose our minds during COVID. We're going to stop operating. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. We didn't do that. We just kept looking up, trusting on the Lord, and we have walked on water during this time. And God has been very, very faithful to us, and He has incredibly blessed us. So I'm going to give you some wonderful good news acknowledging reports. I'm sure you could all use a little good news right now. So praise the Lord that since March we have served 215 women who were desperately in need of our services. Now usually our primary concern would be for the abortion-minded, abortion-vulnerable women. We want to be here for her first, and that's always been our first priority, to be here for her. But during COVID, when many women who were parenting could not get in to see their doctors wouldn't see them. The health department was not seeing them. In order to get Medicaid in Palm Beach County, which is the medical insurance they need, many of them need Medicaid, especially lower income. They need that important proof of pregnancy document. We were getting a ton of referrals from Healthy Moms, Healthy Babies of Palm Beach County if we would see their clients, because in order to get them the Medicaid, they needed that proof of pregnancy document. So we were able to do that. So I am just so happy to say that of those 215 women that we've seen, we were able to give out 160 proof of pregnancy documents. Those women were able to go and get and apply for their Medicaid. Out of those 215 women, 43 women that we saw that were came to us abortion-minded, abortion-determined. Once we did the ultrasound and we talked to them, why were they choosing to abort? A lot of it had to do with COVID. If it wasn't for COVID, they would have chosen to parent. But now with job losses and just fear, they thought that they had no other choice. So again, with the resources and the connections we were able to pass on to them, thank God they decided to parent. We had 43 saves since March on this unit alone. And we are so thankful to God that He entrusted us with those precious lives, not only of those babies, but those women that He sent to us, and we were faithful to serve. Praise God. I know many of you I'm speaking to now serve outside of abortion clinics. I've been with some of you out there in the hot sun outside of Planned Parenthood out there in Sarasota, where I moved here from, and praying and serving as sidewalk advocates there. Many of you are supporting other pro-life ministries, the pregnancy centers that you volunteer at or you donate to, the maternity homes that you volunteer at or donate to. Those, you serve with your time, with your talent, and your treasure. We are so thankful to you. Those of you who organize those amazing pro-life chains, life chains to bring community awareness. Those of you even doing things not outside but behind the scenes, looking to pass laws and things to protect our preborn. Those of you doing post-abortive work, we see a lot of post-abortive women that we refer to wonderful post-abortive healing counseling so they can get the healing and the help that they need so they don't repeat this again. All of us are doing our part, and it takes all of us, and I just want you to know that I'm so proud and privileged to be able to serve with all of you and be part of this amazing work that God is doing in all our communities now. I want to thank specifically the Diocese of Palm Beach County for allowing me to share our ministry with you today. I'm so grateful to them, and it has just been such a privilege for me to even talk to you today about this. I hope that you continue to do the good work and the calling that God has called you to, no matter what your culture of life is, whether it could be just serving in prisons or, again, serving outside those abortion clinics. I know I'm rambling right now, right? I'm so sorry. But I'm just so grateful for you. I hope to one day we can all meet at another conference that we'll actually all have, and we won't have to be wearing masks or doing it virtually. I'm looking so forward to that. But I hope that you leave this Culture of Life conference just grateful and informed and enlightened about all the good work that God is doing. And just God bless you so much, and keep yourself safe and pray for your families and all of us. We'll get through this soon. Take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.
When I started doing heroin, my whole life fell apart so fast.
Rosa, she was in a very trapped situation. When she would try and leave, they physically beat her. And aside from that, they kept her heavily drugged.
I was trapped in the drugs, and that's all I thought about, and that's all I cared for. I did whatever they told me to do.
Carlos was in a very difficult position. He was afraid for his life.
I feel trapped. I had nowhere to go. What if the police will come? I'm illegal at the moment.
There's labor trafficking, there is sex trafficking, and they each have different characteristics, but both of them have common denominators. They're afraid, they are traumatized, and they are hopeless. Carlos came here because he met a man online who offered him a job.
He talked to my wife and said, I'm offering your husband the opportunity to come to this country. Your daughters will be in good school, in a private school. I was promised to be a PE teacher and a basketball coach.
So he came here on day 2 of his arrival. He started to notice that the things that the man had promised him never happened. He started working, doing very hard work. He was a janitor, he was a driver. He had to work from 5 a.m. until 10 p.m. Monday through Sunday, and he wasn't even getting paid for it. And that went on 4 months.
I don't trust this guy anymore, and I gotta run away from here. I didn't have money. I didn't have money for food. I didn't have money for housing. And Catholic Charities help us with everything.
When you hear the stories, when you hear the trauma that these people go through, it's impossible not to want to help them. It's like it breaks your heart.
If I didn't find Catholic Charities, I don't know, probably I'll be in my country selling water on a light, trying to get money for my family.
Carlos is doing great. He is working full time. He has 2 jobs. He's keeping his family afloat. The kids are enrolled in school, doing great, and we're walking along with them.
The day I got rescued, that day I was gonna end my life. I was tired of living like that.
A lot of our victims, they don't know that they're a victim until they're rescued. When she realized that she had been a victim of sex trafficking, she broke down and she started crying, and that was the beginning of her recovery process.
That same day, they took me to a detox. I was like, please, yes, right now.
And after that, we gave her financial assistance. We also provided her with food. We gave her clothes. When she left the trafficking situation, she didn't have any clothes. We provided everything.
It's amazing. I have a full-time job. I got my license back. I have the trust of my family back again. It's really good. I can't ask for a happier life. I'm blessed. And if it wasn't for Catholic Charities, I don't know where I would be. I think dead. Honestly, they saved my life.